Well, welcome to another episode of Behind the Curtain. My name is Chelsea Sutton. This series is brought to you by Markel Insurance, and I am joined here today by Steve Powell, owner and dock operator at North American Diving Dogs. Tell me a little bit about this organization and what it does. I am so fascinated and honored to have you a part of this event and what's going to come in 2025.
So we are a dock diving organization for dogs. We have 80 some facilities around the country in U.S. We have 8 mobile docks. We go around the country with the mobile docks. We run events at AKC clusters, they're called, where they have confirmation, all the other stuff. We're a performance sport. Basically, the dogs run down the dock and jump in a pool. We tell them how far they went.
You make it sound so simple, but when you watch the videos and when you see it, it really is so fun. And, you know, you said this when you and I were talking earlier, horse people are dog people are horse people. So it makes sense for you guys to be here, but this is a brand new partnership. Tell me what this format looks like here at Red for Millions.
So what's cool is what we have is we're taking 16 dogs. We're going to have 16 riders. I guess we're going to pick them by what I'm being told at this point. But we took and whittled down. We had people start with submissions of wanting to do this, right? Which, holy cow, that was insane.
Really?
Yeah, we had hundreds of submissions. The video we put up with it had over 100,000 views. It was crazy. And people came out of the woodwork to vote for their favorites, right? So then we took the top 25 that followed the criteria we had. We wanted to make sure that they had jumped enough, right? So some dogs will come to an event and they'll shut down, or there's crowds, or it's in a building, right? All these things. So we wanted dogs that are experienced. They've jumped enough in enough places that they hopefully don't have that happen. I mean, we haven't had horses around, but we'll see. So it was cool. And from there, what we'll do is we have a scoring system that even the world record holding dog sounders can be beat by Joe's Chihuahua, right? So no matter what dog they pick, it could win.
Are the dogs that submitted for this inaugural year of competition dogs that were competing in dock diving previously?
Yes. So one of the criteria was they had to have jumped with NAD enough that that we know their experience. It's not just some random person that signed up once and is like, oh, my dog does it, right? So these dogs have jumped a minimum of 55 times, either at a dock, multiple docks, right? Probably, I can't guarantee it, have gone to regionals or nationals. So they've been on that stage where there's a lot of commotion, a lot of people, right?
And take us through the rest of the program, because you narrowed down from hundreds of submissions
right.
to a top 25.
Yep. So this year we boiled it down to 25, bringing them in, and then we're letting everybody here vote. So it's not your friend can come and vote for you 8,000 times. I mean, if they're in Vegas, we actually have one competitor might be coming in Saturday with some friends to vote. I mean, that's a little crazy, but that's cool, right? They want to be here. But so from there, everybody here is going to vote down. We're going to pick 6 that they're just going right to it. And then we'll have 3 alternates, because a year from now, who knows what could happen in people's lives. And then from there, what we will have is, after this is over, we're going to have 5 of our facilities and regions that we're going to have competitions, special competitions just for that. And then the top 2 will win to be able to come, and then we'll take 1 alternate. So we'll end up with the other 10 of the 16.
I understand. So ultimately, we're going to narrow down to 16 qualified dogs, if you will, that will represent the 16 Run for a Million competitors next year.
Yep.
And those dogs are going to compete.
Yeah, they are. That's the funniest part. We are going to set up a pool, tear down a pool. We're going to jump these dogs. And it should be cool, right? Because, I mean, when we talked about it, it was, dog people love horses and horse people have dogs. It's a cool but different venue. And I think that's why people want to be here.
The competition will be at the Ready for a Million 2025,
Yes,
correct? So
yes.
that pool is going to be built here. People that have tickets will be able to see those animals here.
Yes.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited. We have an ambassador dog that's
You
here
do?
with us this week, Newt.
Newt, that dog is adorable. We had him posing at our voting booth and he literally puts his paws up. But yeah, he was just all in.
If you see any of the social media here at the event, you will find Newt, beautiful golden Aussie. So stay tuned because Newt's gonna, give us some more sneak peeks on what we can be involved with. I want to go back to dock diving because this is, as I understand it, one of the fastest growing dog sports.
It's crazy, right? So dock diving itself has been around. One of the oldest organizations has been around for 25 years. But just the evolution of people with their dogs, there's all these different sports, different things you do. And we talked on the phone the other day, it's that when I was young, not trying to date myself, but when I was young, your dog was outside, your dog ran around the yard, had a kennel, had a house, whatever. Now we got everything for the dogs. You got all the things they can do. You got all the things you can do to keep them healthy, right? It's crazy. And dock diving is just one of them. And it's to watch them jump and just to see the excitement that they have with their owners it's crazy.
Tell me what type of people are competing here because and I'm asking from a complete place of naivety. My teeny tiny exposure to competition with dogs is the breed shows, where they're strut around, maybe compared breed to breed, or maybe some agility competitions. Are the people that are competing in dock diving people that come from a history of dog competitions? They're raising and breeding dogs for this? Or is this a different kind of person?
No, so literally it can be you showing up with a puppy going, I think my dog likes water, to somebody that has been doing everything, right? There's just those people that they want to do all the things with their dog. But there's also the people that will go to one of our facilities, they'll try it, and they're hooked instantly, right? They will come do try it, they're called at our events, where you get a few minutes to just see what your dog will do, and their dog will jump. They can get a NAD number right away, and they can be competing. And it's pretty funny to watch it evolve. You'll see people just be like, oh, I'm scared to go up on the dock. I'm right. My dog ain't gonna do it. Their dog does it. They're like, we're coming back. We're doing it again and again, right? Because the dogs just love it. Yeah.
I bet it's played for them.
Right. And they get to spend time with you.
It's a great point. That's a great point. How did you get involved in sport?
I went to an event and I had the same thoughts we hear all the time. I was going with my Belgian Malinois, does bite work, all these things, right? And I had 100% confidence. I called up some buddies. I said, there's a dock diving event going on. We need to do this. And I'm like, my dog don't swim, but my buddy lived on a lake. And I'm like, we're going to the lake. I'm going to teach my dog. It's not going to be hard. He does everything. I went to the lake. It took a little bit of encouragement to get him to understand what you're doing. He was fine with it. So we get to this show and we're all up there and I paid all this money out and I was like, all right, here we go. Probably 300-400 people. And I was like, all right, here we go. And I look back and he comes running. I throw the toy and he stops dead in his tracks. And I was like, well, something's weird. I line him up again. Same thing. I spent the whole weekend that we were there, and the money I spent, my dog never left the dock once. He was used to a lake, right? The dark water, they can't really tell. That clear water threw him off, and we see that now at least once a show. People come with confidence, and they just feel, my dog swims. This ain't a problem. My dog jumps off the dock at the lake or whatever. And we live in the land of 10,000 lakes. Everybody comes, and just the humbleness of the situation is unbelievable.
So your dog doesn't leave the dock, and you're like, you know what? I'm hooked.
Right.
I'm coming back.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't I'm coming back. It was how do I solve this, right? And at the time, the event I was at, they were like, just keep coming. Your dog will eventually just get it, right? I have some friends that they own a dog training business, and I was gonna buy my own pool, build a dock just to get over this, right? And they were buying a building at the time, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you make a small business out of this?" I'm like, "That has got to be the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. I don't know anything about dog training. I'll do my best, but hey, whatever, I'll try it." And I was a plumber at the time, and I bought the pool, put it up, sat out there on weekends, and went, "All right, let's wait for some people." And they did. They showed up, right? And luckily, the people that I had, my friends, they had like high-end dog trainers. So they would come help me, give me tips, like, "Try this, let's play with this." Just pay attention to the dog, right? And see what they're looking for. And I somehow made it work. I have no idea. And I tried calling around and getting affiliated with an organization. And the woman that owned North America Diving Dogs at the time, I got a hold of her, and I was all excited. I was making a go of it. I'm like, how do I get to do events and have fun? And she was like, "Well, you can join us. You will put on our events." And I was like, "All right, that sounds like a fair deal." And I had talked to her enough to know that they had mobile docks that went around the country. I'm like, "Well, that'd be fun." I said, "If you ever have an opening, I'll do that. Just let me know." And she gave me a call and one day and said, "Well, your facility's doing pretty good, and we got a mobile dock opening, and do you want to do it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'll give it a try, whatever." I gave my boss a 6-week notice. I said, "I'm going to go jump dogs into the water." And we'll just say he thought I was a little crazy at the time. But I went to the first nationals, and I tried to learn everything I could about mobile docks and setting up the pool and tearing it down. And then me and my now wife started traveling the country. And the funniest part was that we left that day at nationals, and it's a 45-foot long trailer with a 40-foot dock that's on top. It's a cargo trailer. Up until then, I drove a 12-foot trailer. I didn't do that very well. And she will attest, nobody needs to ask her, but she will attest the whole way home from Florida to Wisconsin, I was driving roughly 50 miles an hour, 55, just making sure every corner, straight away, cars coming in front of you. Yeah, it's just a different experience. But yeah, and then eventually Deb was going to retire, and she wanted to sell. And again, because I'm who I am, said, "Well, we should see if we can afford to buy it." And we figured it out.
For those that might be tuning in or see what you guys are doing on social media and this competition collaboration that we've got going on, and think like you did, "My dog can dive." What is their next step to get involved?
Well, they can go the hard route, which is just keep trying, which I'm not a big fan of, or it's go start out getting your dog liking water, right? I tell people a lot of times, like jumping out of a plane. I'm deathly afraid of heights. Well, you can take me up in the plane. You go to push me out, it's going to be like, oh boy, right? So anything you love and you like to do, right, and you can embrace, you're going to be more apt to want to do and progress further in. So like your new dogs, take them to a facility. Take them to somewhere that's seen a lot. Be humble, pay attention, right? Because everybody thinks they know things. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you the first thing about a horse, but I could think, well, you get up in a saddle, not that big a deal, right? But somebody smarter than me is going to know. Just pay attention and learn from them, right? And just see where your dog goes with it. Not every dog's going to like it. People don't like water all the time, right? So there's just have to take your time, get them to love it. And once you get to love it, it's going to be a lot like our facility. That first time they come in to the building, the people are standing there, they're nervous. The dog's nervous, looking around, going, what are we doing? And then the second time they come, the dog starts pulling them a little bit. Next thing you know, they're competing. The dog's yanking them up on the dock. It's like, let's just do this. So that's what you want to build, right? That fun.
I love that. And I know this is super rudimentary, but for someone not yet involved, should they be going to your website? Should they be looking for a local facility? What's that Google search?
So yes, on NorthAmericaDivingDogs.com, you can find every facility we have, every event we have going on. And odds are we probably have one somewhat close to you. And even if you can't, right, just find a place that does it, that can help you learn, and then pick where you want to do it.
I appreciate you giving me some of the background on not only your involvement with the sport, but you getting involved and taking over and running with your wife, Kristen's organization. What do you see for the next 5 years?
I can't even imagine. I would have never thought this was going to happen, right? Maybe it's a little bit because I'm crazy at times that I just get an idea. This started by just wanting to put a banner in an arena. So
Really?
Yes. It evolved fairly quickly.
Sometimes the best things
Right,
do, right?
Right, exactly. It's going to be great.
Are there opportunities for people to get involved that maybe don't have dogs, or maybe their dog doesn't love water, but they are just fascinated? Maybe that's work events, maybe that's volunteer.
Yeah, so like we have occasions, and I can think of one in particular, where people just want to be part of what's going on. There was an older couple that came to our regionals last year. It was their birthday. She was, I forget how old, and I wouldn't want to insult her by taking a guess, but she made her husband come to where we were holding the regionals so she could watch it all weekend. That was her birthday present. We have a competitor this year. Well, they aren't a competitor. They want to be a competitor. That she emailed us, said, I go to school where we do ours in Iowa. She's like, I love dogs. I love dog people. What can I come do? And I was like, just sign up, come play, come talk to one of us. We'll have you do something, right? And she just wanted to be part of it. The dog community, which I don't really know the horse community, but is very welcoming. And I would assume any kind of animal sports, right? It's what brings us all together. It just makes everybody want to be involved. So if they are, just come, because one of the greatest things is our people are very welcoming.
You guys have a booth here at the Run for a Million, and that is where you are taking those votes to see who those top 6 dogs are, the first 6, if you will, that are going to qualify moving forward, right?
Yep.
Tell me what that process looks like at the booth.
So what we designed is a voting system that has pictures of the dogs, a little short write-up, and then you just kind of go through and mark the dogs you like or don't like, right? Nobody's judging you. Like I said, the one couple that came, they just clicked like on the one dog. That was it, and they walked away. But yeah, you want to come and be part of it, just because of this collaboration, we're allowing the people here to vote, right? They have no preconceived notion. They might be basing it on the dog's looks, the story they read, the breed type. It'll just be a cool culmination of what they come up with.
Absolutely. I can't wait. And I haven't heard the details about the pair up for animal to horse, right. Or animal to rider, if you will. Maybe it's a selection by the rider themselves. So I can't wait to disclose those details when we have them. Thank you so much for being a part of the event, for sitting down with me. I know I'm going to come visit you guys in the booth and take a look at those dogs and put my votes in. So again, for those of you tuning in, whether you're here with us in Vegas or tuning in online, be sure to take a peek at everything going on with the North American Diving Dogs. Of course, he mentioned the website, NorthAmericanDivingDogs.com. North America Diving Dogs. Thank you so much. So you can find them there. You can find them on their social media. You can see a lot of the videos that were submitted there with the dogs. So super exciting. And if you're here in Las Vegas, we'll see you over at that booth. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Curtain presented by Markel.